Hi viewers, welcome to Valarmati's classes. In this video, we are going to see about algebra. First, we can see what is algebra. Algebra is a branch of mathematics that deals with symbols and the arithmetic operations across these symbols. Now we can see about symbols. In real life problems, we often see certain values that keep on changing. For example, the height of a growing child, the age of a person, the speed of a vehicle, etc. In some situations, there may be necessity to represent these changing values. For such cases, we use symbols in algebra. Mostly, alphabets are used as symbols. These symbols are called variables. Now let us consider an example. Let us assume that there are some unknown number of boxes. In the first box there are 3 chocolates, in the second box there are 4 chocolates, in the third box there are 5 chocolates, and this goes on. Now if we are asked to find out the number of chocolates in, for example, some 7th box, normally what will we do? We will see the number of chocolates in the first box is 3, the number of chocolates in the second box is 4, in the third box it is 5, so in the fourth box it will be 6, and you will be counting in this way. You will find out the number of chocolates in the 7th box. Okay, after this process is over, if you are asked to find out the number of chocolates in, for example, some 22nd box, again we have to repeat the same process, or we will follow some method. But this may be a difficult task, this may be confusing, it is a time consuming process, etc. So this problem can be solved easily using algebra. In algebra, what we are going to do is, first we are going to find out an expression for the number of chocolates in a box. Using that expression, we can find out the number of chocolates in any of the box within a short time. Now we are going to find out a general expression for the number of chocolates in a box. Let the position of the box be represented by the letter n, that is, for the first box n is equal to 1, for the second box n is equal to 2, for the third box n is equal to 3. This goes on. Now we have to find out the number of chocolates in a box. Okay, first the number of chocolates in the first box is 3. Number of chocolates in the second box is 4. Number of chocolates in the third box is 5. So in order to bring out the general expression in terms of this n, what we are going to do is, we are going to write this 3 as a sum of 2 numbers, where one number is this n. So this 3 can be written as 1 plus 2. This one, it is this one. 1 plus 2. So now in the place of this one, we can substitute this n. So it is n plus 2. Now for the second case, this 4, it should be written as a sum of 2 numbers, where one number is this 2. That is, in order to bring this n inside, we are doing this work. So now this 4 can be written as 2 plus 2. So for this 2, you can use this n. So it is n plus 2. Similarly for the next case, 5, it should be written as a sum of 2 numbers, where 1 is this 3. So it is 3 plus 2. So what about this 3? It is nothing but n here. So it is n plus 2. So you can proceed in the same way. So now here, for all the cases, you are getting the number of chocolates in the box is equal to n plus 2. That is nothing but all are same expressions, and we can use this simple expression to find out the number of chocolates in any of the box whatsoever you need. For example, here it is n. This n represents the position of the box. So for the first box, you can substitute 1 in the place of n. For the second box, you can substitute 2 in the place of n. So see, for the first box, if you are substituting 1, you will get 1 plus 2, you will get, which is equal to 3. So that is the number of chocolates in the box. For the second one, when we are substituting the value of n, so since it is second box, n is 2, so we will substitute 2 here. So it is 2 plus 2, so it is equal to 4. So you will get the number of chocolates in the second box. So similarly, if you are asked to find out for the fourth box, for example, if you are asked to find out for the fourth box, what about the value of n? N is equal to 4. Since it is fourth box, n is equal to 4, because already we have considered the position of the box as letter n. So now for the fourth box, the value of n is equal to 4, and we know that the number of chocolates in the box is equal to n plus 2. So number of chocolates in the fourth box is equal to n plus 2, which is equal to n is 4. So 4 plus 2, which is equal to 6. See, in the first box it is 3, second box it is 4, third box it is 5, and in the fourth box it is 6. So similarly, you can find out the number of chocolates in any of the box. For example, if you are asked to find out the number of chocolates in some 20th box, what about the value of n? N is equal to 20. So what about the number of chocolates? N plus 2. So which is equal to 20 plus 2. So which is equal to 22. So the number of chocolates in the 20th box is equal to 22. So in this method, we can easily find out the number of chocolates in a box. This is the main advantage of using algebra. Okay, now let us consider this expression n plus 2. N plus 2. In this case, the value of n is 1 for the first case, 2 for the second box, 3 for the third box, and so it varies for each box. That means it is not a constant value, it is going on varying. So this is called a variable. So this is called a variable. It is nothing but the symbol what we have seen already. Okay. Now coming to the second part, this 2, it is going to be the same for all the cases. It is a constant. 2, it is a constant. The value is 2 always. So it is a constant. Some more examples for this constant is, it may be the date of birth of a person. It is not going to vary. It will be a constant always. It will be the same always. Suppose if you are considering a container, what about the capacity of the container? It is going to remain the same always. So these are all constant values. Capacity of a container, date of birth of a person, etc. Now we can recall the definition of algebra. Algebra is a branch of mathematics that deals with symbols and arithmetic operations across these symbols. Now we have completed the first part, that is symbols or the variables we have seen. Now the next one, it is arithmetic operations across these symbols. Okay, mostly in all the problems there will be necessity to find out the value of the variable, that is the unknown value we have to find out. So for such cases, what we have to do is, based on the condition given in the problem, we will do some manipulations on the variables through arithmetic operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division in order to find out the value of the unknown variable. For example, let us consider this small problem. When we multiply 3 to a number, so 3 into any number, and add 5 to the product. So to this product, we have to add 5. We get 26. So when we do this, we get 26. Find the number. That is, we have to find this number. So normally what we will do? We will substitute different values here and find out whether we are getting this 26. So in which case we are getting 26, we will see. For that case, what value we have substituted here, that will be the answer. That is, that will be the unknown number. So in that method we will bring out the answer. So now in this case, if you are doing the same method, what we have to do first? First we have to use the first number. Any number? So now let us start with 1. So 3 into 1 plus 5. Here you can use brackets so that there will be no confusion. So 3 into 1 plus 5. So which is equal to 3 into 1, it is 3 plus 5. So it is equal to 8. Now this 8, it is not equal to 26. So this one, it is not the answer. It is not the unknown number. So now we will go for the next option. That is 3 into 2. That is 2 we are using here in this place. Just we are checking whether we are getting the answer 26. So 3 into 2 plus 5 is equal to 2 3s are 6 plus 5. It is equal to 11. This is also not equal to 26. So 2 is also not the answer. Now the next one. Let us substitute the number 3. So 1 substituted 2, the next 3 in the place of this. Okay. So it is 3 into 3 plus 5. So which is equal to 9 plus 5, which is equal to 14. It is also not equal to 26. And the next, the same thing, 4 in this place. So plus 5, which is equal to 12 plus 5, which is equal to 17. This is also not equal to 26. Now the next, 3 into 5 plus 5. That is 5 in this place. So it is equal to 15 plus 5, which is equal to 20. It is also not equal to 26. Now the next, 3 into 6 plus 5. 6 in this place. So it is equal to 3 6 are 18 plus 5. This is equal to 23. It is also not equal to 26. Now the next, 3 into 7. That is 7 in this place plus 5, which is equal to 3 7s are 21 plus 5, which is equal to 26. Now this is the required answer. So we have got the same answer, and in this place we have substituted the number 7. It means that this number, what we have to find is 7. So the answer is 7. So this is the normal method what we used to do. So considering this method, it is a long process. So it is time consuming and there may be some confusions. There may be some errors while doing all these steps. So in order to avoid all these problems, we can go for algebra. So when we use algebra, we can save time and also we can solve the problem within a small number of steps. We can do it easily. Okay, now we can solve the same problem using algebra. For that, what we have to do is, first we have to assign a variable for this unknown number. That is, for the number what we have to find, we can assign a variable. So let us assign a variable x. That is, let x be the unknown number. We can use any variable. Already we have seen in the previous case, we have used a variable n. So it is not that we have to use only n. We can use any alphabet from A to Z, whatsoever it may be, or you can use any other symbol also. So now let us use x. So x is the unknown number. Unknown number, it is nothing but the variable what we have seen. So variable, it is also called the symbol. Okay, so now we can read the question. When we multiply 3 to a number, so 3 into, in the place of the number we are going to use x. 3 into x. In order to differentiate, I have used in this way. This is small letter x and this is cross for multiplication. So when we multiply 3 to a number, so we have multiplied 3 to the number, since we have considered this as the unknown number, and add 5 to the product. So to this product we have to add 5. So in order to avoid confusion, we can use brackets. It is not necessary also. If we want, we can use. Okay, so 3 into x plus 5. It is equal to 26. So to the product we get 26. So it is equal to 26. Okay, now in this case, we are having the unknown number in this term. So while using this algebraic simplifications and all, what we have to do is, we have to keep the term which is having the unknown variable in our left hand side, so that it will be easy for us to proceed. It is not compulsory that we have to keep it in the left hand side. It is our wish only. We can have it in the right hand side also, but it will be easy if we are keeping it in the left hand side always. So now 3 into x. So here we are having a term which has a variable x. Here it is a constant, here it is a constant. So first step, we can bring all the constants to one side and we can have the variable term in one side. Okay, so it is 3 into x. So here it is equal to, so is equal to 26. Now this plus 5, when we are bringing to the other side, it becomes minus 5. So here it is plus, when we are bringing to the other side, it becomes minus. So it is 26 minus 5. So it is equal to 21. Now the next step, for clarity, I am writing the main values alone. So it is 3 into x is equal to 21. 3 into x is equal to 21. Now in the next step, here we are having one term with a constant multiplied by a variable. Now the next thing is, we need only this variable. So what we have to do, we have to keep the variable at the left hand side and take all the other values to the right hand side. Now we can have this x in the left hand side. See, now here it is into x. This 3 into x can be written as x into 3. 3 into x can be written as x into 3. So now x into 3. When we are having this x alone in the left hand side, and when we are in need to bring this 3 to the right hand side, what we will do, here we are having 21, here it is into 3. So multiplication, when it is taken to the right hand side, it becomes division. So it becomes 21 divided by 3. Now here I have done a small change, that is I have changed this 3 into x to x into 3. Both are same. It is not necessary that we have to write it as x into 3, but I have written this in order to bring out this value easily, that is for the beginners. Here there will be a confusion, that is the multiplication sign comes before x. How can we write divided by 3? Like that will have some confusions. So in order to avoid the confusion, I have written 3 into x as x into 3. Now you will be clear that there is a multiplication sign before 3. So when you are taking to the other side, it becomes division. So it is x is equal to 21 divided by 3. In the beginning, you can follow these steps. After some practice, automatically you can write down, that is directly without these analysis and all, you can write down within one step. Okay, so it is x is equal to 21 by 3. So what is 21 by 3? It is equal to 7. So the value of the unknown number is 7. That's all. We have got the answer. So in the previous case, we have done many steps. Finally, we have got this answer 7. So in this case, in 2 or 3 steps, we have got the answer. So you will see this step, it is not necessary. Within 1 or 2 steps, we can bring out the answer. That is, we have brought out the answer within a few steps without any confusion. So this is the advantage of using algebra. Okay, now some of you may have some confusions in doing these sign changes. So for better understanding, I will explain in detail how we have obtained these values. Okay, so now I have written the first equation here. 3 into x plus 5 is equal to 26. So how to proceed, we have to see. Now before coming into this equation, let us see this diagram. it is a diagram of a weighing balance. Here I have placed the weights, 1 kilogram weight, here 1 kilogram weight. So totally there are 2 kilograms, and here 1 kilogram of sugar and 1 kilogram of sugar. So totally 2 kilograms. Now if I am going to remove 1 kilogram of sugar from this side, what should I do? In order to keep the balance, in order to maintain the balance here, 1 kilogram of weight also should be removed. Then only it will be in the balanced state. Or if I am going to add 1 more kilogram of sugar to this side, I should place 1 more kilogram of weight on this side. Then only it will be in the balanced state. The same principle we are going to use here. Now using the same principle here, here we are having 3 into x plus 5 is equal to 26. So now we have to find out the value of x. So this is the term containing x, that is 3 into x. So in the left hand side we should have this term alone. So what we have to do, we are having a constant term here. So we have to remove this constant. Here it is plus 5. So what we have to do, if we are inserting a minus 5 here, it becomes plus 5 minus 5. So it will be equal to 0. So this term here will be having a 0. That is 3 into x plus 0 we will be having. So we will be getting 3 into x. So and the next we can proceed. So in order to bring out that, what we are going to do? We are going to insert a minus 5. Now this cannot be done simply just like that, because when we are inserting a value to one side, what happens? The equation comes to the unbalanced state. So in order to balance the equation, what we have to do? We have to do the same operation on the other side also, as we have seen in the weighing balance. So now since I have inserted a minus 5 here, in order to balance the equation, the same thing I have to do on the right hand side also. So it is 26 minus 5. Okay, now it is 3 into x plus 5 minus 5. So it is 0. So we can leave it as such. So it is 3 into x alone. So it is equal to 26 minus 5. Now we have obtained this step. 3 into x is equal to 26 minus 5. So which is equal to 21. And then next we can proceed. Now I think you might be clear about this sign change. So it is not only for subtraction, for whatever operation unit, it is the same concept only. That is, if you are adding one plus 5 here, here also you should do some plus 5. And if you are doing minus 10 something, here also you have to do minus 10, whatsoever it may be. Okay, and the next it is for multiplication and division also. So when we are doing for multiplication and division, we have to do for the whole term present in the left hand side, and also for the whole whole expression present in the right hand side. That is, if you are having some 3 terms, if you are multiplying the whole expression by 3 in the left hand side, we have to multiply the whole expression in the right hand side by 3. Then only the value will not get changed, or else you may get problem there. Okay, so now this is the first case. Now the next one, it is 3 into x is equal to 21. We have obtained, that is, here it is equal to 21. So 3 into x is equal to 21. Now again using the same principle only. So here it is 3 into x. So we need only x, that is, we need only the unknown variable. So what we have to do? Here we are having a multiplication sign. So in order to bring x alone in the left hand side, we have to eliminate this 3. So how can we eliminate this 3? Here it is into mark. So we have to divide the whole expression by the number 3, so that 3 and 3 it will get cancelled, and so you will be having 1. So 1 into x becomes x. So you will be getting x alone in the right hand side. That is, since it is 3 here, divide the whole term expression by 3. So it becomes 1. So it is 1 into x, it is x. Now in the left hand side I have divided by 3. So in order to balance the equation, I have to divide the right hand side also by 3. So now it becomes 1 into x, x is equal to 21 by 3, it is 7. So now we have obtained the value of x is 7. So now see, The same thing we have got here also. So, okay, actually this is a detailed method, but we can skip these steps and all and write in this way. And both are algebraic methods only, same thing only, just for if anyone is having any confusion regarding these sign changes, you can learn by seeing these concepts. Both are same only, both are the same algebraic methods only. Thus, we can come to a conclusion that algebraic methods are very easy, very useful and also time saving, and there will be no confusions in doing these in using these algebraic methods. Okay, so these are the main advantages of using algebra. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see the continuation in the next video.